Hi everyone, welcome. So my first podcast on here, which is going to be the reading of chapter 16 from the Tao Te Ching, some inspiration of ancient wisdom for modern times. There's a lot of very deep messages here, and so before I read, it's quite good to get into a kind of more relaxed state, because often when we listen with filters and we don't hear fully what's being said because we're trying to work things out or disprove them or just kind of interpret them. So I think if you just breathe in and out through your nose, that will actually settle the mind. That's quite a good way to listen and be totally relaxed. So you can close your eyes, you don't have to, but just gently breathing in and out through the nose. And I'm just going to ring this Tibetan bell at the beginning and at the end. And the bell actually helps the mind to focus a bit, to become clear. They always use the bell in China, in Tibet, at all ceremonies. I've been to Buddhist funerals, I've been to Buddhist ceremonies. They always, every 2-3 minutes, the bell is rung to keep the mind alert. So here we go. Chapter 16, Tao Te Ching. Empty yourself of everything. Let the mind rest at peace. The 10,000 things rise and fall while the self watches their return. They grow and flourish and then return to the source. Returning to the source is stillness, which is the way of nature. The way of nature is unchanging. Knowing constancy is insight. Not knowing constancy leads to disaster. Knowing constancy, the mind is open. With an open mind, you will be open-hearted. Being open-hearted, you will act royally. Being royal, you will attain the divine. Being divine, you will be at one with the Tao. Being at one with the Tao is eternal. And though the body dies, the Tao will never pass away. So it's just good to reflect on some of the things in here. Obviously, because it was written 2,500 years ago, they're talking about royally and being royal. So the words are quite, kind of flowery, but I think some of the really meaningful bits are returning to the source is stillness, which is the way of nature. So in these difficult times, I think it's really important if we take time to spend time in nature, you feel you return to your source, to your stillness. It's relaxing and healing as well. The way of nature is unchanging. And then being open-hearted. With an open mind, you will be open-hearted. It's a really important time. Keep our minds open, not just now, always, and open-hearted. So thank you for listening. That's podcast number 1. Very excited that you're joining me. Put comments in. Please share this if you find it interesting and inspiring. And so pause. Always take time to pause, connect, and rebalance. That's Qigong, energy practice from China, 1,000 years old. And the Tao Te Ching is just one of the ancient texts that we often refer to in Qigong as part of the, if you like, the spiritual practice and development. Take care of yourselves, everyone.